Memphis, 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 Memphis. Nothing but Memphis.
Nothing but Memphis Showboats right here on the Captain's Log. I'm your host, Brandon, aka the Captain. Yacht Club. Yacht Club, it's happened. We 2 weeks into the season. We were living on a good high. Boats were 1-0. It was a good week last week. Home opener. Thought we were going to get it done. Did get it done for about, 58 of the 60 minutes of the game. 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes of the game really just kind of unraveled at the seams, man. Tough way to lose it. But we move on, man. Let's talk about it a little bit. There were some good parts, obviously. You know how we do it, man. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Showboats sink to 1-1. It is Stallions week, though. So we're on to Birmingham playing in Protective Stadium this weekend. Starting it off, man, with the good stuff. A couple milestones to talk about, man. Pretty cool. Case Cookus, our quarterback, has surpassed 4,000 spring career passing yards from his 2 seasons in the USFL with the Philadelphia Stars, where he came in off the bench. Nobody really knew who this kid was, out of northern Arizona. Didn't have a lot of professional playing time. Comes in for the Brian Scott that gets benched or injured, something like that. And the dude has never looked back. He's been a star quarterback in the spring league, in the spring football space since he's burst onto the scene with the Philadelphia Stars just a couple years ago. Took that team to the championship back in year 1, suffered a broken leg. A lot of folks say if Case didn't go down in that game, the Stallions might have only had 1 championship run in the USFL, but that's a conversation for a different time. Another cool milestone that happened. Our wide receiver, Big Play J, Jonathan Adams, surpasses 1,000 receiving yards. Also a USFL guy the past 2 seasons with the New Orleans Breakers. Had a solid game for us. Led the team in receiving yards this week. Good to see Big Play J making some of them big catches that we've been accustomed to seeing him make over the past couple of years. For me personally, I've seen him, like I've said before, he's been on my rival's team the past 2 years. So I've seen this man do things to my teams 4 times now over the past 2 years. And it's finally good to see him doing it for our team. This wide receiver core, these weapons we have between Dawood Davis, Jonathan Adams, Vinny Papali, Sage Surratt, Wes Saxton getting in there and mixing it up every now and then. The running game got going a little bit. Our offense is good, man. It is good. We'll talk about it, but there's just some things we got to clean up, and we got to clean it up quick. It's only a 10-game season, only 8 games left after this, so let's get it. Can't fumble 2 in a row. That'd be tragic. But continuing on with the good, spoke about it just a few seconds ago. Dawood Davis, man. Go ahead and enjoy him now because he will not be back. This dude is all over the field for the Boats. We're trying to get him the ball any way possible. Swing passes, reverses, throws down the middle. I mean, Dawood Davis just seems to always try to get open. Has become a great target for Case Cookus these past 2 games. The only reason I believe he's not in the NFL is just because of that nasty injury he suffered in the preseason with the Dolphins last year. He suffered the injury. Teams were already set by the time he was pretty much recovered and back and ready for football. And this is what this league's for. There's nowhere else he could really get tape to show teams that he's all right, that he can play live action, 100% speed. And he's doing it here in the UFL with the Showboats. Going to be a Yacht Club favorite soon, I'm sure. Talked about it again just a little bit ago. Over 100 yards rushing, man. We got over 100 yards. That's 70-plus yards more than what we did last week. So big improvement there. The only thing, Case Cookus still was our leading rusher. So Case Cook is still doing his thing. He is the team's leading rusher the past 2 weeks. Crazy to say, but again, we got over 100 yards. There was a couple moments there where you thought Darius Victor was really starting to heat up. He was really getting his thing going. Kind of sputtered off here and there, but it was good to see Darius Victor back in the fold. doing Darius Victor things, catching some passes out of the backfield too. So love to see young Vito out there after he was helped off the field last week. Comes back in, no problem. The bowling ball, thick thighs save lives. He's still doing his thing. And one more thing, of course, on the defense. Our defense was absolutely phenomenal, again, for about 58 minutes of the game. Another great performance. Go back and look at the tweets from your boy. Top 2 defense in the league, not 2. We're probably number 2 after we just gave the game away at the end there. But I still believe in the defense. I still believe in Carnell Lake. And again, for the second week in the row, my vote for player of the week is a defender for the Showboats, Maximilian Roberts, one of the coolest names in the league. I think his first name's actually hyphenated. It's like Maximilian hyphen something else. He's got about 3 or 4 names, I believe. Maxi Roberts, Max Roberts, Maximilian, Max sacks, Max fumbles, whatever you want to call them. Dude absolutely killed it for us. 2 sacks, a forced fumble, tackle for a loss. He was all over the field, man. He got banged up at one point. You thought he was going to have to be taken off the field. Thought he might miss a couple games, but dude popped back up. So far these past 2 weeks, we've been really healthy. Dawood Davis also suffered an injury in this game, but he was right back in it. So, hey, shout out to the strength staff. Oh, Coach Hayes over there. All the boys got these guys looking pliable. We're pretty damn healthy out here. So, knock on wood, that's a couple things we can hang our hat on. Keep being healthy. Keep getting this offensive line gelling a little more. We got over 100 yards rushing. We did see an offensive line switch up this week. If you guys don't know, I record these videos on like Sunday or Monday after the games, and I go ahead and do a preview of next week's game, but I don't have all the information yet. So there are some players I might talk about that might be inactive for next week's game because the league just doesn't have depth charts and injury reports available immediately like that. So if I get some things wrong in the video, that's why. But if you follow along to my Twitter page, to the Instagram, to the United Football Media Twitter, as soon as we get those depth charts, injury reports, and stuff, we get them out for you guys. So I say all that to say when we have an injury, I probably won't know about it immediately to tell you guys right on here to see if everything's good, but it has looked good so far these past 2 weeks. Injuries have not been a bugaboo. They have not really hurt us too much. Like I said, we had an offensive line switch up a little bit. We had Terry Poole sit out. I think he was our backup tackle, and we had James Tunstall come in at tackle, who was a late signing in training camp, and it looked like James held up pretty well. Case Cookis was still getting beat up back there. The Brahmas still had about 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. So obviously a lot of things to clean up, but we got better, it looks like. And that's all you can ask for. Hopefully by week 4, week 5, offensive line will be gelled together. We'll be humming. The boys will be buzzing. All right, man. Quick talk about the bad here. The Brahmas went 3 for 3 in the red zone, scoring touchdowns. Can't have it. Can't have it, man. We were kicking field goals and they were scoring touchdowns. As you see on the next one, we kicked 3 field goals on our own 20. So we were in the red zone. We were kicking, 22-yard field goals. Matt Coughlin had 3 field goals that were all under 23 yards. So you kind of it's great that we got the points. I love taking points, but a couple of those, if we could have just maybe ran 1 4th down play. I don't know what it is about the red zone the past few weeks, but it has absolutely been our Achilles heel on offense. Coach Flip and the boys, Case Cookis and the boys, they're able to march down the field. Opening drive, just march right down the field. Everything looks hunky-dory. We actually scored on our opening drive in this game. You thought that was it. All the momentum's back. Memphis, the offense is clicking. And then we slowly but surely started not clicking. Drives were getting stopped. It looked like the Brahmas made some good adjustments in the second half. They bowed up well in the red zone, and, they held us out, man. They forced the 4th down. Coach Flip, for what it's worth, I mean, he took his points. It's a good decision in the moment because you always want those points. And then for me and the pundits out here, we get to talk about it in hindsight because we got 2020 hindsight, and we can go back and say, well, if Coach Flip didn't kick those field goals and would have went for it, that's all good and great. But what if he goes for it and then loses, and then we're chasing points all game. So I don't mind kicking the field goals, but at some point, we got that last field goal probably should have just tried for a touchdown. The defense was still playing good at that point, so you could have put it on the defense to get one more stop on the Brahmas and put this game away. Because there's always that 4th and 12. That 4th and 12 conversion play is always ready, and that's exactly how the San Antonio Brahmas beat us this week. They converted the 4th and 12 after they scored a touchdown on us, got the ball back, marched down the field, did their thing. So moving on to the ugly, man. First downs. First downs have really been tough for us these past 2 weeks. Last week we only averaged, I think, 1 yard, maybe 2 yards per first down play. So we were having a lot of 2nd and long, 3rd and long. Coach Flip talked about it in the media calls. Got to be better on first down. Got to stay in front of the chains. This week, again, 8 penalties on first downs, man. Already putting ourselves behind the chains before we even get our drive started. Or if we get a drive going and we pick up a first down, we're getting a penalty on that next one. It just throws everything out of whack. Absolutely is terrible. 1 for 6 in the red zone for us. When it comes to touchdowns, we kicked 3 field goals from our own 20, like I said. And just an absolute collapse, man. Just an absolute collapse. We gave up 20 points all in the 4th quarter, all touchdowns. Chase Garbers, man, AJ Smith and the boys. I don't know what happened. They figured us out at the end. They went down there and did their thing. They got we got the interception. Delrick Abrams got an interception off a Chase. You thought maybe we could put a drive together and put that game away, but the Brahmas bowed up. Their defense showed up and stuffed us. We ended up giving the ball away and never saw it again. Never saw it again. Side note, this was a terrible beat, okay? The Brahmas score that touchdown to go up 20-19. They can just run a regular 1-point play and go up 21-19, and so many people's bets would have hit. My bet would have hit. I'm sorry, guys. I do another show where I gamble. I had to take my heart out of it. I did pick the Brahmas to beat us this week with my wallet. With my wallet. Not my heart, with my wallet. I want some money off them Brahmas now, okay? So, hey, don't be hating. But I had them -1.5 on another one. And if they would have just kicked that, or not kicked, but if they would have just ran that 1-point scrimmage play and got it, or even that 2-point scrimmage play that they lined up for and got it, a lot of more people would have been happy. An over might have hit, but I digress. That's for the other show. Catch it this weekend, probably Friday. Sink or Swim, presented by the captain. Go check your boy out. We had a pretty good week this week if you're into that kind of thing. But moving on, baby. Throw this game out by tomorrow. I'm recording this on Sunday, so by Monday, the boys will have thrown this game out. They'll have talked about it. They'll probably go over it a little bit, but we're on to Stallions week, baby. The grind don't stop. The games don't stop. There's another game next week until there's not. All right, so coming up this week, we got the Stallions. We are going to Birmingham to play the Stallions in Protective Stadium. 7:00 kickoff on Fox, 7:00 Eastern kickoff on Fox, 6:00 local for all the Memphians out there. And you know what? They can be beat. All right. They can be beat. These past 2 games, they kind of blew out the Renegades. But when the Michigan Panthers played them this week, the Panthers played them tough. The Stallions kind of let the Panthers stick around all game long. Stallions defense is nothing to play with. But watch out for this fella, Adrian Martinez, okay? CJ Marable and Adrian Martinez actually lead the league number 1 and 2 when it comes to rushing yards through the first 2 weeks. So whenever they Coach Skip Holtz keeps talking about this dual quarterback system. He's got Matt Corral starting most games so far, and he's got Adrian Martinez backing him up. It seems like whenever Matt Corral kind of gets into a little funk, they're easily able to bring in Adrian Martinez, and he provides a spark with his legs. He can also throw it, so don't get it twisted. Just because he comes in and he can rip off a 20, 30, 40-yard run, you still got to respect his arm. Martinez is a very serviceable quarterback. He's comfortable in the pocket. Birmingham Stallions offensive line is very comfortable with protecting him. So watch out for Martinez all around. Watch out for that dual quarterback system they're running. They'll catch you leaning. They'll get you leaning one way with Matt Corral, and then wham, here comes Adrian Martinez coming the other way. So got to watch out for that. And another thing to that point about Adrian Martinez's legs, this is the best rushing team in the league by far. Okay, they're averaging 166 yards per game. The next closest is 86 yards per game. That's by the Battlehawks, I believe. So it's not even close, man. Almost double, I believe. Yeah, right about double the rushing yards per game for the Stallions. They're just absolutely on fire. They're able to build a lead and then just hand the ball off, hand the ball off, hand the ball off. Quarterback option, hand the ball off. They're able to do that. They're able to sustain drives. They're able to hold on to the ball. They're able to have a lead in the fourth quarter and say, you know what, Matt Corral, Adrian Martinez, appreciate what you guys' arms did today. We've got CJ Marable. We've got Ricky Person. We'll let these boys handle it from here. And that's exactly what they do. Like I said a couple minutes ago, the Stallions defense, man, I want to touch on that. They're only allowing 12 points a game. Okay, through 2 games, they've allowed 24 points total. Average, quick math, 12 points a game. That defense is legit. They lead the league in sacks with 9. They lead the league in pass deflection with 11. So, got to be damn near perfect on offense when it comes to beating the Stallions defense, getting down the field on these guys. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. This is the Stallions opening game. It's their home opener. I don't think the crowd will be too much of a challenge. Unfortunately, we've seen the USFL crowds have not really shown up that well. Less than 10,000, I believe, for all the USFL crowds so far. So Stallions, hopefully they have a good crowd because, listen, I'm here for the good TV product as well. I'm tired of hearing people on social media complain about the crowd. I know me personally, I'm watching these amazing football games, these great football games, these competitive football games. They all come down to the wire. They all got me interested, but I'm a hardcore. I'm not the casual fan, so I get it. I would like to see some butts in the seats, but the Birmingham home opener is also taking place at the same time as the A-Day, I think is what they call it. It's Alabama's spring game, the Roll Tide spring game, I guess. So a bunch of Birminghamians, Birminghamites, however they call them, not feeling too good about the attendance down there, but either way, man, when we get down there, field goals ain't going to cut it. All right. All these field goals we've been kicking, we need to finish drives. We need to finish them with touchdowns. Whatever our opening 15 plays are that Coach Flip has scripted up, it worked perfectly this week to open up the game with a touchdown drive. Need another one of those. If we could just script up 5 of those, that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? 5 of those. First 15 plays. Okay, if we can get those queued up, ready to go. It worked perfectly last week to get us an opening touchdown. One last thing I want to talk about, man, before we get out of here. I literally just came across just a little bit of news I wanted to share with you guys. I mentioned at the beginning my player of the week, and United Football Media as a group, we are trying to figure out, we're trying to vote basically on players of the week for each team because we want to see these guys recognized. I want to see these guys get their name out there more. It's easier to be a fan when you know the players. So that's what we try to do over here at United Football Media. It's about the players. You can't have the game without the players. So and then fans get attached to players that they can see at these games. So, like I said, we had Max Roberts as ours. And if you look back here in our first slide, we did the USFL Players of the Week, and we also do the XFL Players of the Week. Something that just came out, a tweet from the UFL Players Association, the folks representing the UFL players. They're basically, the NFLPA for the UFL. Hence the name UFLPA. But apparently they just shared, a matter of fact, we can pull it up. We can do better than that. Okay. We know how to do some things on here. We can get multimedia, baby. Check this out. So April 8th, 2024, when they put this bad boy out, So, our union filed a grievance challenging the UFL's decision to not elect and award individual player bonuses for those selected as Player of the Week. The union's claim is that the reluctance by the league to administer player compensation and benefits is in violation of the CBA collective bargaining agreement. It was our intent in negotiating player accolade bonus that individuals who earned weekly performance-based awards would be compensated based on their body of work. The union has requested that weekly individual player bonuses be administered accordingly pursuant to the adopted CBA. We have begun discussions with league operations to resolve this issue in order to avoid any litigation progress. So, the UFL has just put out a statement, nice little shot across the bow to the UFL. Hey, we negotiated a CBA that says we get player bonuses weekly. And last year in the USFL, I don't know about the XFL, but I know the past 2 seasons in the USFL, there have been Player of the Week awards. I do not know if players were compensated for those. I do know in season 1 and 2, there was like a giveaway. They gave the players a pair of shoes in season 1, and they gave them like a personalized Miller High Life 40 bottle in season 2. I don't know if that came with any extra money at all, but I do know they did something to kind of highlight the players of the week. It was a fan vote, and it was pretty cool. You know, like I said, you get to know more players maybe on other teams that you don't know that maybe you end up liking. So this is just a little bit of a concern, man. You hate to see it. You know, the guys argued for these stuff. They have a CBA in place back when the UFPA put out a statement about what they've earned and what they've bartered for in the collective bargaining agreement right before the season kicked off. You can see it clear as day. It says $1,000 Player of the Week bonus. The past 2 weeks, we have not seen the league do anything about any kind of Player of the Week. No votes, no nothing. So hopefully we see that corrected soon, man. These guys don't make buku bucks. They make about 60 grand for 10 games. The potential to make a little bit more, but it's not like they're NFL players making bank out here, guys. They have to get what they can when they can get it, and any extra money afforded to them should be going to them. So, with that being said, man, go Boats! New week ahead of us. Trying to get to 2-1. I'm confident we can win this one. Check out Sink or Swim to see how my wallet's feeling later in the week. But subscribe to the channel, man. Follow your boy on all the socials. Hit up the Vintage Varsity 901. Get you some Yacht Club merch. And hopefully next week it'll be a much happier episode. Less bad, less ugly. Like I said, man, go Boats.